Rock on, acknowledge my song, bring my posse along to the party, cause danger zone from the heart is in effect. So I say, buddy, study, think and learn, dig the move we made, stunning those who just can't behave. Discipline, here's a hint, a clue from the crew and too tough. All up in you with the formula coming from me, cause no one told ya of a logo of theory saying this ain't no joke, Jimmy. I ain't playing, I'm hardcore, straight up raw. I'm the overlord, I door clocking, but no, as if you didn't know, fronting on the scene when it's time to go, asking for a number from any member of the tough crew band. Remember, jacking on my tip, over tipping my shoulder. I'll be a soldier, a steamroller, smashing those who stand in my path, counting them down like mad.
Welcome, everybody, to SPO. We have a big champions night tonight. You're going to hear from the brand new champions. Before we do that, let's get some peeps up in here. Phil, President, what's up?
Hey, how are you doing, sir?
Welcome, my friend. Good to see you.
It's always good to be here.
Skills.
Boo boo. What to do? Salute. Johnny,
Gotta love
Phil.
Skills. Guys, we have a big announcement coming up in just a minute. Two pretty big announcements, actually. And we have Pat Dynamite coming up and RIC BLADE coming up, as you just saw. But let's get the man in here. Donnie B, what's up, brother?
Woo, woo. That's my new greeting. Fago, woo, woo. Isn't that the drink?
Yup, right here.
Yeah.
Root beer. Got it right here. Ice
Tommy,
cold.
can you bring me a can of that next time I see you?
I'll bring you a whole case, brother.
I just want
whatever.
one can.
well, I'm saying they got flavors for every occasion, and any different flavor you can imagine. So if you like a Sierra Mist, they got the Moon Mist, and if you like cherry flavor, they got Cherry Fago. They got something for everybody.
Is there a chance I
What to
could?
do?
Wait a minute. Is there a chance for a very Bucci Halloween next year? I could get a few cases. I'll pay for them.
That's brilliant.
Sponsored by the Juggalos.
There we go. Next year, or actually this upcoming October, we're going to have a very Bucci 2025 sponsored with the official Fago Fountain.
Oh
my God.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
Well, if there were a sign on the road, you're going the right way. Last week when we were actually en route, making the towns, doing the drives with the Duke himself, what should pass us other than a Fago truck?
That's awesome.
Seems right. That seems about right.
You can't
That was
make this
crazy.
up. You can't make this up.
No, that's a sign on the road saying you're going the right way, right?
Or you're en route,
So speaking of going the right way, guys, we got two announcements to make right now. We'll do the smaller one first, and we'll do the bigger one second. How's that sound? All right, so we are going to be, SPO is going to be at an event this coming Sunday. We're going to talk about that right now. The Rim Cafe, guys. So check this out. It's a big Italian-American festival, and they are basically shutting down the Italian market. So let me get that off the screen for you. There you go. And we're all going to be there. So as you can see, we have Face is going to be there. It's a public event, even though he's suspended. We can't keep him out. Celebrity hairstylist and makeup artist Michael Connor will be appearing. Vinny Tallata from Post Game, the Italian, of course, Vinny Tallata. Robbie Illuminati, my brother, the kingpin of this entire investigation. And then Skills the Great, you're going to be coming down, I hear?
I'm in the building.
Boom,
Can't
and
stay
I'm
out of
there.
this.
I have to for one quick second. I have to tease Vinny Tallata. Vinny Tallata. Sorry, Vinny Tallata, because I was on an event with him yesterday in Maryland because it was May the 4th, and he dressed up like Chewbacca and kept that damn mask on his entire match. Like, to me, that was the most impressive feat of the evening. That he just kept going. He had that mask on, did everything Chewbacca, and just kept on going.
Well, he already looks like Chewbacca from the waist down, so I guess from the head up makes sense.
Peggy.
Whoa, hey now.
Yo, he's one of the hairiest
Whoa.
Italians I've ever seen in my life. He's a hairy breed, guys. But also, what about Elena Mizernaya going to be there? And 3 musical performances. Tone Love is going to actually be performing. Lavari's going to be performing. And A.GIF is going to be performing. A.GIF. You saw all 3 of them perform at our event last Sunday. So they're going to be performing. And tomorrow night, guys, we have Tone Love as our guest. Let me get that out of the way. Hold on one second. Tone Love is our guest. Me and Robbie's guest tomorrow night. And Skills, you're going to be with us. I hear you're going to move over to Tuesdays permanently.
Yeah, that's what it's looking for. That's what it's looking like. SPO City. I'm in here. I'm in there.
Nice.
Yeah, man, we need you on Tuesdays, brother. We could still
From
have you on
Raw
some
to
Mondays, of course, but we definitely
Whenever you
need you
need
on
me,
Tuesdays.
I'm here.
From the red brand to the blue brand, from Raw to SmackDown.
That's it. So come out and see us Sunday, everybody. We'll have more announcements soon as to who else we're adding to it. So you can come out and meet all the stars of SPO at the Rim Cafe. There's Joey Merlino is going to be there. Channel 10 News is going to be there. KB from Reality 5 is going to be there to videotape stuff. So we're going to have a lot of fun, man. All right.
Word.
So now the last announcement I want to make, you guys, and this one really hits close to home for me. I don't want to get emotional. All right, guys, for a year now we've been trying to do this. We finally signed the lease on the building for a school. Oh my gosh. I feel like I just gave birth, guys. Like, this has been the biggest feat that we have accomplished, and we've pulled in so many heads. This is such a conglomeration and a union of different wrestlers and different promoters from around the area and over the years. Like my friend Anthony, for example, Amadeus is going into this with us, and he's from the old Animal House. He trained with me and Wife Beater and Gary Wolf and Trent back in the day. So we're trying to attach this to as much wrestling veteranship as possible. Donnie, for example, the Midnight Express taught us some new chain wrestling this weekend.
Not the Midnights, the Rock and Roll.
I say it every time. The Rock and Roll Express. They actually took time to teach me and the Backseat Boys different ways of doing chain wrestling that I've never, ever seen.
Nice.
So now we're going to be able to teach that to our students. So if anyone's interested in becoming a wrestling student, you can DM us on Instagram and become part of the Pro Wrestling Star Academy. It's going to be opening in just a few weeks, everybody. So keep checking back for more. So there it is. That's the big announcement.
I love it.
And I would just like to add one thing. We are not going to be just teaching pro wrestling at the Pro Wrestling Star Academy. We're going to be having courses on video editing, on social media marketing, on brand creation. I'm sure Johnny Cashmere is going to be hosting a graphic design class or two. I'm sure at a certain point we could get a certain Bucci brother over to, even if it's by digital, hold a financial literacy course. We're not just looking to take over the world of professional wrestling. That's thinking small. We're trying to think big time and create stars of, the future. And in order to do so, you can't just tackle one area. Obviously we're going to be teaching professional wrestling. Don't get it twisted. But, I want to see stars come through the door. And the only way to do that is to cover all aspects of the business, because anyone will tell you the actual business is less than 10% in the ring, 90% everything else.
That's right. And I want to say thank you to Mike Trash, one of our new partners in the school, along with Mitch and Amadeus, Anthony Ferris. You guys, I couldn't be happier to do this adventure.
Salute.
New partnerships, new tag teams everywhere, guys. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Right in Mount Holly, just I think it's about an 8-minute drive from the Mitchell Firehouse we used to run. So guys,
Wow.
It's kind of a homecoming for us. And we still have Harrah's Casino that we're still going to run. So, a lot's about to happen. It's getting pretty exciting.
Very cool.
If I may butt in, I am extremely proud of you, Johnny. Just as a man and someone that I've known for pretty much the whole time you've been in the business, but just more importantly for me, to see that you've said about a year ago that you wanted to do this and that you've actually done it. And I know it'll be successful. And I know if Trent was here, he would feel the same way. But for me personally, just to see you as someone who went through a lot of hardship and a lot of heartbreak, anxieties and depressions and things like that over the last decade or so, to see that you're actually able to put one foot in front of the other and become a productive member of society that knows what he's doing, strong-willed, intelligent, driven, loyal friend, not only to me, but everybody in the wrestling business. I can say I probably can count on one hand the amount of people in the wrestling business that I consider a true friend and maybe have a few fingers left over. But I can tell you right now that you're one of those fingers, dude. Without a doubt.
Same to you,
And I am extremely happy that you're doing this. I really am. And I wish it much success. I will stop down a couple of times whenever I can and lend whatever I can. but I am very proud of you, John. I really am.
Thank you. I appreciate you, bro. You've never called me one of those fingers before. It touched my heart.
It's the middle finger, but at least it's a finger.
God
I
bless
really
you,
am,
dude.
man.
Couldn't do it without my partners and all the people supporting us and the family. Like, Tommy, listen, real quick, yes or no? Have you felt love like you felt it in the last 2 weeks?
Not like I have in the last 2 weeks, no.
Something's changing, man. The tides are changing. But we got Pat Dynamite, the brand new Skywalker champion, about to come on here, you guys. And I'm going to actually interview him along with Donnie and Phil, I believe. And then Skills and Tommy, you are going to interview RIC BLADE a little bit later. So we'll see you guys in just a minute. Sound good?
Oh, hell yeah. Sounds
all right, cool. So let's get him in here, you guys. The new champion. Here he is. What's up, brother?
Oh, yeah. What up?
Pat
Howdy,
Dynamite.
howdy.
How you feeling, my man?
Hey, I am feeling good. I just got off the gruesome show. Back to back. Here we go.
I saw that. So check that out, you guys. The Gru Room show on Instagram. That's Helter Skelter's new persona, Gruesome. He has interviewed some of the biggest celebrities in the world, including Sylvester Stallone. So it's amazing. Like, Pat, you're amongst a litany of amazing names that he has interviewed.
Oh, yeah.
Including, of course, Johnny Cashmere.
Newest one on the list.
So, Pat, real quick, I got to ask you, this Sunday, we're all going to be here. Champion's prerogative. You want to be there, you're there.
Hey, I'm there.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Showing up to everything.
Hell yeah. We'll have to add him to that.
Throw me just like really big on like right over the poster.
So in case people don't know, Donnie, I want to tell you, Pat Dynamite won the Skywalker Rumble wearing silver pants, silver jacket to the ring. You would have been so proud, Donnie.
Wow, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah. So how is it going, man? How's your life changed since winning the belt, Pat?
I mean, it's my first singles championship. I've won tag team championships, but it's my first by myself on my own singles championship. So it's definitely something I really am proud of. And, we're looking onward and upward to the rest of the shows, and I'm looking to be a great champion.
Hell yeah. And you can follow our new Skywalker champion, Pat Dynamite, on Instagram at Pat Dynamite. Phil,
oh, yeah.
Here.
So, I mean, you didn't know who you were expecting in the Rumble. Some of those names have been announced, some weren't. Who were you surprised by in the Rumble, other than me, of course?
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say you. I'm trying to throw people out, and this guy comes over and like grabs me in like a bear hug, and just like smothers me to the ground. Like, not cool, but all right. I mean, it was interesting coming in there and immediately seeing people I was familiar with: Griffin McCoy, Miami Mike Walker. I threw them both out, but
Did you?
I did throw them both out.
Nice, dude. You did throw them both out. Now that I think about it, yeah. Now that I think about it, and you came in like right in the middle too. It's not like you were like, you fought. You had to earn your way to the end.
8. Oh yeah.
And you were in there with mine and Trent's student, Kid Legend. And by the way, you can train with Kid Legend on Instagram at Keith.fitness. He's now accepting new clients. But look like $1 million, Donnie. Me and Trent's student came back, killed it. The decibel level in the audience when he was in that ring was insane. And when he finally got eliminated and everything, it's like the whole place just turned and started yelling Dynamite. It was phenomenal,
Wow.
Donnie. You would have loved it.
Awesome, dude. I got to see it.
Well, Donnie, you've been a Pat Dynamite fan before, like since day one.
I love that cinematic thing he did last year, the cinematic match that you guys played live at the show. I thought that was so creative and just so refreshing and new and outside the box thinking. That's what I love about SPO wrestling. You guys aren't afraid to take chances, and I love that. I loved every minute of it.
Yeah, man. So, Pat, how's Tiny?
Oh, she's great. I'm not letting her out of my sight anymore, so she doesn't get kidnapped anymore.
Yeah, enough of that. What a beauty!
She's great. She's
so
the
at
champ.
the event, if anyone wasn't at the event Sunday, you and your spouse were there. And
yeah.
you had Tiny in what? In a red Wawa bag.
Yeah, she was in a little Wawa bag with her head poking out, just chilling.
It was the most adorable thing I think I ever saw. I love it. And she's so good too. She just like resigned the fact that this is where I'm sitting, and that's
Yeah,
it.
she was just chilling, no resisting.
Yeah. And then how about the fact that Rick Blade also has a Chihuahua?
Oh yeah, look at that.
Now he said he can't bring the Chihuahua to the shows. Too nervous, but that would be
Fair.
great if we had 2 Chihuahuas running around.
So you're saying to win championships in SPO, you need to have a Chihuahua and silvers.
Maybe
It helps.
Seems to be it.
And a Batman belt doesn't hurt.
the Batman belt might be the last heat of the piece.
I think it might be. So Pat, you're going to be with us on Sunday. That's huge. Bring the title belt because
Oh, absolutely.
guys, Pat is an action figure that comes with a little dog and a title belt now.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, man. And then let me ask you this. I'm going to put you on the spot, bro. Now that we got the school opening up, are we going to see Pat Dynamite in the Star Academy helping out the new boys?
That's all I want to do. You already know. You know me. I'm going to be there every week, as many days as you'll let me.
Hell yeah, man. We got to get Rick Blade in there, too. We're going to corner him tonight and get him to say he's going to join it, too, and be one of the trainers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah. Well, Pat, I got it. Where can we find you? We said on Instagram we can find you
At Pat Dynamite. My Twitter is the same handle, at Pat Dynamite. YouTube, Pat Dynamite. It's pretty straightforward. But yeah, hit me up on all those. Watch my matches. Follow me.
There you go. And it's your real name, everyone. Pat Dynamite is his real name.
Oh yeah, birth
Cashmere.
certificate on my government.
That's it. Well, thank you, brother. You're great. I'm excited to see you holding my title belt. If there was anyone in the world, I'd want to hold my title belt at you. So keep it shined up because you never know. I may come looking for you, brother. One day.
Hey, we'll see. If you want a Dynamite Plex, it's waiting for you.
I don't think I can handle one of them, bro. They're insane. Thank you, bro. Good shit, man. We'll stay in touch and we'll get you at the school. And we'll see you Sunday.
Of course. See you Sunday. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. See you, bro. All right. Let's get the other heads in here now. What's up, you guys?
And we're back.
You want a shot at that championship?
Who wants
Yeah.
it? You do?
Are you saying that, Johnny? That's what I'm asking you.
One day. I want it back one day, but not yet.
Can we
that was
count
Time
on?
right now.
Can we count on you being a ring announcer moving forward at SPO Wrestling?
For the time being, yeah. Donnie, I ring announced last week because I ring announced.
You did? What happened to the ring announcer?
I don't know. I still don't know. You didn't show up. I still haven't heard from him.
Why don't you just use Shane Fair? Shane Fair is the best ring announcer in independent wrestling.
We're going to have to.
Let me say, to Johnny's credit, like, and I don't know why this should be any surprise. Johnny was a really good ring announcer. Like,
No, he was great. Yep.
Johnny can do anything in the business.
You
would think he does that for a
well.
living.
You spoke
Yeah.
well. Like you. I mean,
Except
you
draw
have a
money.
presence. That's half of the delivery in pro wrestling. But the ability to grab a mic, some people just can't do it. Like
Correct.
you did it very well.
Because he
Okay.
had to.
Exactly. And that's, you know what? Nothing like no choice to make up your
Yeah.
mind. You know?
Fair.
I was like, gotta do it, you know, and these guys all helped me, dude. Everyone looked out for everyone Sunday. It was such a family atmosphere. Everyone was in a great mood. You know, I wasn't stressed about anything, Donnie. Someone must have Ritalin and blow darted me because I was
I
calm.
was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. That was a lot
There
of
That's
were
how
a
it
couple
should be.
times I was doing a safety check on Johnny, and he's like, "I'm fine." I'm fine. Like, okay.
Valerie, if you're watching this,
Yeah.
you know what I'm about to say. Raw season 10. I'm fine.
My emotional support, Phil Stamper, was there.
I think it took you a while, Johnny, but you guys have assembled a pretty good team. Any promoter in the world, I don't care if it's Triple H, Tony Khan, Baba, Teeny Jarrett, I don't care who it is, Mush, Goulis, anybody, is only as good as the team that
Robbie.
you assemble. That's it.
That's
They're
true.
only as good. That's it. No promoter in the history of wrestling, boxing, the circus, anything has ever accomplished anything by themselves. You can only be as good as your team. So what I've really admired that you've been able to, kind of sift through in the quagmire and take out the diamonds in the rough and polish everybody up and get everybody on the same page with forward thinking to a common goal, which is what is in the best interest of SPO and thus in the best interest of everybody involved in the company. So that's what I really applaud you for, with having the ability to not just book your neighbors or your friends, for like some other promoters do in Jersey, but really thinking about your team and what's best for the company. That's what I love.
Thank you, Donnie. It means the world. I get embarrassed when you say stuff like that. I appreciate it.
But it's all true. Everything Donnie B says, I hate to say it, is true, because I don't have an iron in the fire. I don't have a dog in this fight. I don't care what anybody thinks about me in the wrestling business. Everything I say to you guys on here is 100% truth.
We know
because
that.
I'm not looking for a job anywhere. My time is past. I have fun with you guys and in the business, and I'll help out when I can, with any way I can. But everything I say on here is true, because I have no fear of reprisal. That's why.
That's a good feeling.
I don't have FU money. I don't have FU money, but I don't need to do this money. You
Right.
know what I mean? So
Right.
that's the difference.
Right. Well, Donnie, I don't know if you heard about the Rock and Roll Express match that we had. We got to get into that in a minute.
A little bit.
Yeah, some shit went down. This was a fun weekend, Tommy, wasn't it?
Coach.
It was a good time. Yeah, it was definitely a good time. I mean, I'm going to say full disclosure. This, in my opinion, was the match that you and Trent should have had in your prime. This would have been a great passing of the torch match, in any show back in the early 2000s when you and Trent were firing on all cylinders. Not to put myself over, even though this is the SPOcast, but this is JP and myself's third time in the ring with Ricky Morton. We've gotten to work Rock and Roll Express in a Fatal 4-Way tag previously, and we also got to work the team of Ricky and Kerry. So not to say that any opportunity to not step in the ring with, those guys is not an honor and a privilege, because it is. But this, to me, I went in with the mindset of, this is for Trent, this is for Johnny, this is for Donnie, this is for Nova, this is for, this is for all the guys who should have had the matches 20 years ago, but were stuck insular because of, for whatever reason, but it was an awesome time. I had fun. But as far as the match and whatnot, the match was fun. The match was fine. Anytime you get to wrestle in the arena, it's a great time.
Yeah. Look at Manny Fernandez was our referee, the Raging Bull. Look how much fun he was having.
Yep.
He was having so much fun. It was so good to be around all these people. The convention was awesome. Seeing all the people at the convention and stuff was just amazing. Yes. How many old heads? Look at my hair. And we won't even go there.
Want to give a shout out to Irish Brat for all of the dollar bills, y'all. And of
course, you guys cleaned up, man.
And
I even have some dollars.
We all did. Shouts out to Belinda.
Look at Rocco in the back. Donnie, you see Rocco back there, the doctor from ECW? He even popped up.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that awesome? He's such a good dude, man. There's Manny Fernandez in the back. Yo, when these guys did their pose, Manny Fernandez posed with them as the referee without them knowing. Yeah. It was over.
That's great.
I told Manny.
Yeah, I was going to say, Manny looks good, dude. Right?
Great. Dude, he's the first person I ever saw turn heel as a kid. And then I knew that there was such a thing as a heel turn because of Manny. So to have him ref our match is pretty cool. And Donnie, how many people in the world, or Phil, Skills, Tommy, can say, oh yeah, the Raging Bull refereed their match? That's such a weird thing.
Not many.
I can't believe you guys, like 98 or 99, I remember talking to, maybe a little earlier, I was talking to Dennis, and I remember trying to figure out a way to get you and Trent against the Rock and Roll Express. I batted it around for about 6 months or a year, and I couldn't figure it out. And I remember saying to myself, we'll do it down the line. And then it never happened. And it was one of those things that I regret. I've never met the Rock and Roll Express, and I'm a huge Rock and Roll Midnight guy and a Cornette guy, obviously. But looking back, I would have given anything to have managed you and Trent versus the Rock and Roll with Jimmy, or even the Midnights with Jimmy against you and Trent with me. That would have been, to me, that would have been awesome, dude. And to see you guys in there, when I saw the pictures the other night, I did get a little emotional, dude, just thinking of that moment for me. What it would have meant, like, and knowing what it would have meant for you guys, man. It's just to see that picture of you guys in there with Ricky and Robert. That's some validation, bro. It goes to show you that anything can happen if you work hard enough. And I thank Bay Ragney. I've known Bay for almost 30 years. Bay is a hard worker, deserved better than he got from the business, and maybe for life. He's had a rough go in a lot of ways, but he perseveres. Hard worker. Some things are out of your control as a promoter. I know some people were shitting on the show a little bit, but that's not his fault. He did all he could to promote that. He busted his ass. I know he did. I talked to him about it a few times, and I'm proud of Bay because he put it out there that he was going to do this a long time ago, and he did it. Win, lose, or draw, he did it. And Bay's a friend of mine. I consider Bay a friend, and I'm proud of him for pulling it off. And I thank him for putting him in the ring with the rock and roll with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Love Bay, man. I told him he's got an open invite to be with us if he wants to come join SPO, if he wants to come join our podcast or merge our podcast.
Yeah, I would like to have him on one night just to talk about this and all the work that I think that would be really interesting to hear how the idea went from just gestation, like an idea, all the way to fruition. You know what I mean? I think that would be a pretty cool story of how this event came about. If he wanted to tell it, I think that would be pretty cool.
I think so too. So the day started off with the convention. So we got there, me, the back seats, and Ryan O'Neal were there, and a couple other people that we were hanging out with and stuff. And it was a lot of fun. We got to see a lot of, great talent that we haven't seen in a long time. Missy Hyatt. I got to say, Francine is drop dead. Like, she looks amazing. Like, I would say she was probably stole the show, in my opinion. Seconded by Medusa Michelli. Has any of you, Phil, did you ever get a chance to sit and talk to Medusa?
One time, and it's intense.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
Humble, down to earth, warm. Like, we said to her, oh yeah, remember we said, yeah, we're wrestlers-ish compared to you. And she laughed. It was like, no. And she was telling us all about how like when she tried to destroy the motorcycle with the sledgehammer and it wouldn't destroy and stuff, and she was all blown up. She was telling us stories like that, man. It was so cool. And she looks amazing.
I'm a huge Medusa fan. I cannot process in my mind how that woman isn't the head of or on the creative team or like at the maybe she has other things in life. I know she was into monster trucks, and I think she married a military man, if I'm correct, right? She's into the trucks, monster trucks still.
Yep.
But I don't know how she's not the head of a woman's division or even a consultant or something. I just I don't.
It's because she takes no shit. And I told her that. I said, listen, I thanked her for her, for her talking head piece on Dark Side of the Ring on Luna Vachon, because obviously, it's very, very adamant that Medusa and Luna were both pioneers of the WWF in the 90s. And really, for lack of a better term, they were passed by. And really, there could have been a women's division. A women's revolution as early as the 1990s if they had more say. And because Medusa had a take no shit attitude, she came off as problematic and difficult to work with. When in actuality, it's just like what you guys were saying. She's probably one of the best, if not the best, American female talent, pound for pound, that could do some of the stuff that she was doing. And dare I say, she never had a bad performance. She never gave a bad interview or an off-putting promo. She was confrontational. But a couple of years later, what was in? Confrontation. Yeah. So,
she was awesome. The problem was they couldn't find anybody to keep up with her other than like Bull Nakano or any other Japanese talents that came over, and the American audiences really didn't give a shit about them other than Bull because of her look and what she could do. So Medusa was just kind of stalled by the fact that she had no quality opponents. She didn't have a Becky Lynch to go with a Charlotte Flair or, a Rhea Ripley and a Bianca Belair. She didn't have that bookend. She had just, she was doing matches against, what was the fat guy's name? The writer. He was with Vince for, not
Oklahoma.
She was
Oklahoma.
doing comedy matches with him at one point. And this is one of the best female athletes who have ever been in the wrestling business. You know what I mean? And that's what she got reduced to.
right talent, wrong time. And you know, she
Bingo.
was a pleasure. She was a pleasure to deal with. She was very candid when Johnny and I spoke to her. She really was still a locker room leader, even, you know, going in just saying, you know, when are you guys on? Can I get you anything? Like, you know, it was very humbling in that regard, because it was cool to see her and everyone actually still be one of the boys. A lot of times when you get in locker rooms with some of these guys, they like to hide, they like their privacy, which, full disclosure, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with being an introvert and not wanting to mingle, but it's a breath of fresh air when the stars of yesterday don't forget their roots and pass along knowledge.
She could still make, Tommy, she could still draw money today. People are shitting on Charlotte Flair a little bit now. Do a gimmick, something where Rick comes out or whoever and says, listen, you need somebody to help you get your swagger back. Bring Medusa in. Do 3 or 4 weeks of promos with Medusa as like a JoJo trainer, or going to the mountaintop to see, you know, going to get the Hanze sword, or you know what I mean? Like going to the old veteran and going to get coached up in the dojo, or the tasks of Hercules, that kind of thing. And go do that with somebody like Medusa. In 3 or 4 weeks, have her come out and cut a promo right to her face saying that she's lost her swagger and she's going to help her get it back. Something like that. Medusa could be drawing money hand over fist.
How about a seminar? A seminar at the Pro Wrestling Star Academy.
There you
She
go.
would be amazing. She basically did a seminar for me and Tommy right at her gimmick table.
Basically.
Yeah, there you go, man.
God bless her. She was so much fun to be around. We got to see a lot of cool heads, man. Todd Gordon was there. We got to see him. We got to sit right next to Raging Bull Manny Fernandez and talk to him a lot. But here's what went down. Now, I don't know if you guys
hold on real quick before we get into the bad part of the day. I just want to put over Mr. USA, Tony Atlas.
Oh yeah.
The man has not aged since the 90s, and for the first time ever has completely turned babyface via Dark Side of the Ring. I don't know if you guys watched his Dark Side of the Ring, but it actually humanized him. And it actually provided, you know, a look into, you know, a family man and somebody who had everything handed to him, not on a silver platter, but almost like it was chucked at him, and he was forced to make, you know, lemons out of lemonade. His gimmick table was packed the entire time. He was the most in shape guy in the entire area, bar none.
And he looks younger. He looks his stubble on his face is black now, not white. I don't know if he's dyeing it or what, but he literally looked 10 years younger than when we saw him a few months ago.
Right. And I'll let Johnny segue into this, but all I kept thinking throughout the night was, I just want Tony Atlas to come over and just knock these old men out. Because it was just just first of all, 2 guys reportedly had to be placed at opposite ends of the convention from each other because they had heat, because one guy took the other guy's pudding at lunch hour. That's what it came
about
across
this, Donnie?
as.
Do you even know what he's talking about?
No.
Yeah, I guess it was Flair and Manny.
Oh
Couldn't really be. Flair was like in a voting booth, like in it with a curtain around him the whole time. I never laid eyes on Ric Flair Saturday.
I saw the curtain. It was over by the shitter in the bar area at the arena, and Manny was right next to us. Yeah.
It's so sad to see what Ric Flair's become. It really is. I mean, I don't know.
Did you see Stevie Richards put him on a list of guys you don't want to meet?
No.
Damn.
That's terrible.
I will say, you know, of all the people in wrestling, like, he knows how to make his money. And so there was a time, and I don't know if this is
Does he?
Right. I don't know if this is still the time, but I will say he once charged an event, you know, per hour for signing. And so there was all the 4 horsemen were there too with him. So it wasn't just him. And so everyone's going through the line. They get to Rick. Well, there was a big backlog because he was going WWE Hall of Famer, 15-time world champion Ric Flair, and 16 O's in the woo. And then every 15 minutes he had to take a bathroom break, which is on the other side of the building, and then came back. And it just was getting longer and longer and longer. And like the other guys are getting fed up. And so now they're doing a little segment on the show to say hi to everybody. And they hit the 4 Horsemen's music. And Flair goes, I got to go to the bathroom, and walks away as they're about to make their entrance. So he gets his own entrance that they weren't even sure if he was going to make. They were so mad at him. It was great. It was the greatest
That's
thing I'd ever
terrible.
seen in my life. Other than when he
Apparently-
was drunk at an appearance, and was just so bad and cut off his own line. And this was an event where there was a steel cage and they're tearing down the steel cage, and there's a hard cam or a roaming cam. He saw the cam and turned his back to it and cut the promo like away from the crowd. It was the craziest thing I'd ever seen.
Terrible.
I mean, there wasn't a huge crowd for him, Donnie.
No, I didn't think there would be. He was sort of offered when we did Contest of Champions, and I politely declined because I knew exactly what was going to happen. So
What was
I
he
think
doing
he
at the
made
event? Just meeting people?
he
Signing.
was at the
He was
convention,
at the-
right? Yeah.
Oh, he didn't do anything, and he didn't come out as a talent or anything.
Not at all.
Nope.
Not at all.
He wasn't even there at night, and I never even laid eyes on him. They literally had like
Wow,
it
and then
looked
he's
like an
marquee.
old school voting booth that he was in. Yeah, and
Oh,
like
so you couldn't
didn't
even
even
take a
take-
picture if you wanted to from far?
No, he was
No.
curtained off, and he's been doing that for probably years. Because I remember when I saw him at my high school back in 2009, it was the same gimmick. You had to pay like $30 to get a picture with him, and it was curtained off, and an autograph was separate. So it's just that's almost 20 years ago at this point.
Yeah, and like
Inflation was
Donnie, for
probably like
example,
100.
when you had Sting. Now, Donnie, when you had Sting at your Contest of Champions
Uh-huh.
convention, you did the whole like eggs, milk, and butter mentality where you put him in the back of the room, so
Yeah.
everyone had to pass all the other wrestlers and impulse buy their 8x10s. Not with Ric
Bingo.
Flair. Not with Ric
No.
Flair. Ric Flair was in a completely different room than all of us.
Yeah.
So
And you know
no
what
one had any
Sting said?
incentive.
Sting said,
No,
"I'll go wherever you want, and I'll dress with the boys." He didn't even want his own dressing room when I
Right.
offered it to him. So, hey, boys, I got to cut it short. I got to take my daughter home, but
All right, brother.
I will catch up to
Donnie,
you
be
guys.
safe.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Donnie.
brothers.
See you, my
Peace
brother.
out, Donnie.
So yeah,
let's move past the Nature Boy and move on to the main takeaway from the weekend.
this thing. So Mike
Yeah.
Johnson from PW Insider is one of the best guys. We go way back with him. I met him in '99, I think. He has been before YouTube and before Instagram and before Nate Stein, Phil Stamper was putting out things. Mike Johnson was the only way. It was him. It was Wrestling Observer. It was Torch, and that was it. If these guys did not report on you, you didn't get reported on. So he was there because he's such a good guy with ECW. And read down the bottom here, you see Johnny Hotbody says F ECW in front of the crowd. Like, come on. Like, I just want to say right now on behalf of everyone in the Backseat Boys and SPO Wrestling and all of us here, our whole group, we love ECW.
Mhm.
Don't mistake that we said F ECW.
Nope.
The ECW guys have been so great to us.
Mhm.
Ref Finnegan had his last match. The ECW guys took all of us under their wing a lot of times and taught us so
Mhm.
much stuff. And we think the absolute world of them. We were there to support all of them, period.
That's
We
right.
got Angel from the Baldies was there. Jason was there. A lot of the old ECW
Shane
guys.
Douglas, we had a really, really long conversation with. Trust me, there's not three guys that love and respect the letters ECW more than the three of us. So
That's right.
I want to say on behalf, listen, it's not my hill to die on. I'm not getting offended for everybody else. I'm saying as somebody that was booked at a show at the ECW arena, I was offended to
Yeah.
be there. Okay, on behalf of Todd Gordon, who has been a father to Johnny Cashmere, who as a result has now become like a grandfather to me and my brother. Okay, to guys like Jim Molyneux and John Finnegan and Shane
Yes.
Douglas and
Bay
Gary
Ragney.
Wolf and Bay Ragney. Okay, fucking excuse my language, Johnny Hotbody. I don't know who you are. I don't know who you think you are, but seriously, that was some fuck shit. That was disrespectful, and that pissed on the legacy of people who made that venue. Okay,
And you know
who
something?
made ECW a worldwide brand.
And let me tell you something. Hotbody's not a bad person. He used to be someone that gave back with us. I talked to Tony Stetson a bunch of times Saturday. Tony's someone I want involved in SPO in the back. He couldn't have been a warmer, nice, more humble, kind human being, and he's smart about the business. Johnny Hotbody used to be that back in the day too. So if he would just stop with the negativity and come back and be everyone's friend. People would welcome him with open arms. No one wants to hate Johnny Hotbody. I don't know what the hell's going on, but that's just my 2 cents.
Well, there was a lot more that Mike Johnson had to say about this. And, you know, there was a lot of other things in the night that there was sort of like a cloud looming. And this was sort of like when you heard the thunder struck.
Yeah.
So make no mistake about it. There was a storm brewing there. There were a lot of people that probably should have been taken care of better. And truth be told, I was there for one person, and that's Johnny Cashmere. And vicariously, you know, obviously all the guys who helped create that venue. Anytime it's an opportunity to work in a place like the ECW Arena, I take it as an honor and a privilege to go out there in 2025 on what should be, you know, I don't want to say a family event, but an event that was, you know, supposed to be good-natured, a retirement, celebratory. You took the mood right out of it, dude. Seriously.
Yeah, just stupid. They asked me if I wanted to retire, Phil, on the show. He called me a couple months ago. Would you be interested in retiring? I was like,
No.
Yeah, they wanted me to retire. Well, Breaker Morant retired. No, not Jim Mono. Ref Finnegan retired. A lot of them retired. So
Gotcha.
But yeah, it was great having everyone there. Thank you, Tara, for being there. Thank you, everyone, for being there. It was a lot of fun. And whenever we're at the arena, it feels like we're at home. You know, our wrestling school used to be there. So for us to be opening the school in Mount Holly means a lot to me. It's all foreshadowing and everything's coming full circle. And it's amazing. And thinking of that, we got Rick Blade coming up in a minute, you guys, our new champion. He is here. We have this new Rick Blade logo, as you can see up in the right corner right now. Let's see if I have it. I think I have a big one here too. There it is. Doesn't that look great? What a champion.
That looks awesome.
Mr. Miyagi is our champion, is what it's like.
Mm-hmm.
It means the world to have him as our champion. We're going to get him in here in a minute. Who's going to interview him?
I think we all should.
I think Skills should, and I think Tommy should.
Cool.
I think I might sit out. Let's let you guys do this interview. I want to just talk to him about the school real quick, and then we'll get him going. So without any further ado, everyone, let's get him in here. The new champion. Dun, dun, dun. The new champion. There he is. You saw him. Rick Blade. What's up, brother?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
All hail the new champion.
Congratulations.
See, that's what I know Phil looks like. I had no idea that was him at the show. I swear to God.
Everybody has been so surprised. Lavari messaged me and was like, dude, I didn't realize that was you.
Superman.
I love that shirt, Blade.
I saw you and I said hi, but that was it.
Yeah, you said hi. I was just like, oh, hey. Like,
yeah, that's about it. I didn't realize it was you, though. I'm sorry.
It's all good. It's all good,
Howdy,
I guess.
Skills. How are you, gentlemen?
I'm doing great, man. I love that shirt, bro. Nice hat as well.
Congratulations on that title win.
Thanks, Skills. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you. Yeah, I got
man.
the Batman shirt on. Had to put that on.
That is badass.
Hell yeah.
You hear Pattinson might not be back for part 2 now.
I don't know what the hell they're doing for that, man. They just need to stop with the BS and shoot 2. If 1 was awesome.
I feel like we're being held hostage by Pattinson and his whims. Like if he wakes up and he slept wrong that day, he doesn't feel like being Batman. That's not fair to us.
No,
But how much of it is James Gunn? Because I think there's some shenanigans there too.
Well, that could be.
Too many different universes.
Yeah.
Way too many.
Yeah. So Rick,
Yes,
you
sir.
did the unthinkable. You unseated the feral face, the man that does not feel pain. I don't know how you did it.
We
It's
lost
still
Tommy.
available. They can watch it on the Radiant pay-per-view app right now. You can download the Radiant app for free, and then for just $4.99, you can watch the entire event, beginning to end. You can see Rick Blade win and defeat Feral Face. You can see the stunned reaction from the crowd when it happened. You can see Pat Dynamite win the Skywalker Rumble. Blade, you've been in so many battles. What do you have to say about your battle with Feral Face?
Tell you the truth, Johnny, I mean, I'm still recovering from it. The very beginning, like, tell you the truth, when we locked up and we started going to some arm stuff, in the very beginning, I don't know if you can actually see it. My arm is still yellow here
Yes.
because
I see
it
it.
pulled a tendon in my bicep. So that just happened in the very beginning of the match. It like literally the one tendon in my body. I've been icing it like crazy. It's all yellow. My whole arm just from just locking up and doing some arm stuff with him. That's why I like whipped him off like as quick as I could because he had my arm. He was so strong. I was like, you know what? Nope, this is not the way to go. I have to basically rethink this whole strategy because I was going to try and out wrestle him because I know how strong he is, how touch of like a fighter he is, and I've seen him do the stuff with you, Johnny. I said, all right, let me try and out wrestle this guy. Yeah, that didn't work. So we kind of had to go to Plan B, but Plan B was like, okay, let's see how much I can take, see how much I can take, see how much I can take, see what actually hurts him. Luckily for me, I got very lucky with that the turnbuckle thing. I think that's what phased him enough, like made him woozy enough for him to hit that, for me to kick him twice dead square in his face and drop him on his head, and you can still watch it. He almost kicked out. I barely got the 3 count on him with him smashing his face into a metal turnbuckle, taking 2 kicks, one to the jaw, one to the side of the temple, and be dropping him on his head with the 3 suplexes. And he still was half a second away from kicking out of that. That just shows you how ridiculously, insanely tough that kid actually is. And his future is so bright, man. He's going to be, pardon the pun, the face of a franchise or multiple franchises easily. The kid's amazing.
Mm-hmm. And that's a good testimonial from someone like you, Rick, because you've seen a lot of people come and go, to be honest with you. So, but here's a picture of you with the belt.
He can do it all, dude. He can honestly do it all.
So what's the dog's name? I got to ask you. Everyone loves your dog.
Rico.
Rico?
Rico, yes.
Rico is suave.
Yeah, Rico is the man. He's the best dog ever.
I love Rico. Now here's
Rico's
both dogs.
the best.
The first dogs of SPO wrestling right here.
I'm telling you, that's like a Chihuahua death match.
That's it. I'm gonna buy.
Wait, I wanna ask you though, was the championship in your future? Like when you came back into wrestling, was that one of your goals?
No. 100% honestly, dead honest with you, no. I came back just to be a part of SPO Wrestling with Johnny. And to tell you the truth, I haven't wrestled anywhere in the past year other than SPO Wrestling. I haven't wanted to. It's not something I was coming back to do. It's not something I was coming back to actually take to another level. Like a lot of the guys there, like Flying Ryan, God, that kid's amazing. As much as I don't like him from what the faction he came from, but Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tommy, we missed you guys at the last show. I heard you guys were on tour. Yes,
they were doing America.
My heart was over in Harris with you guys, Blade, and I really wish I could have been there for your return to have been full circle, because you've been there full circle for SPO Wrestling. It was only at Boss Battles that the entire trajectory of SPO Wrestling changed. And really, it was because of you. You were there to assist with the the Triple T gimmick, put Face through the table. Gimmick. Right.
And it's funny, who was that Triple T gimmick on?
Face.
And Tommy threw me out the ring.
That's right. That's right, Skills. I sure did.
I'm coming for them titles.
Hey, you watch yourself. But this is about Blade. I do have a question. I do have a question that I want to ask Blade.
What's up?
So I know that when you came back to SPO Wrestling, like you said, it was to be back with Johnny. It was to be back with the family that, had missed you for a long time. But with that being said, I know that you are a man of great faith and higher power motivated. So with that being said, if there were any desire or any goals to wrestle outside of SPO, representing SPO, is that something that the people could, depend on you for? Can we see Rick Blade representing SPO Wrestling on, say, a GCW or on, say, hypothetically, like an MLW, or even, maybe one day a Total Nonstop Action Wrestling? Is that in the realm of possibility for Rick Blade?
If I have this title and that's what SPO needs me to do, then yes.
Wow.
That's not even if that's what is needed from me to represent this, to represent the man on this for this company, then absolutely.
Is TNA Wrestling ready for this? Your dog, man. I'm telling you, it's going to be over.
Blade. So what is your goals with the championship now that you have it?
I'm sorry, I said you cut off a little bit.
What goals? Like, what's your goals as the SPO champion? Like, what
well,
you
the first
see
goal,
yourself doing with that?
the first goal is to kick Decker right in his mouth. That's the first goal for interrupting the celebration with my daughters, and to put a couple teeth down his throat for wanting my daughter's phone number.
Declan really crossed the line.
Yeah, Declan. Yeah. Oh, Declan. That's his name. Declan. I call him Decker. Declan.
Decker's the old champ. Declan's the one coming after your belt.
Oh, Declan. Oh, okay, Johnny. I got knock knock.
Who's there?
Declan.
Declan who?
Exactly. I'm sorry to steal that from Brock, but no one. Yeah, exactly. He just that was terrible.
He lives in Philly though. We may see him Sunday. He may show up. We don't know, but you're not going to be there, right?
No, so this Sunday, I'm actually taking my wife. We got her for her birthday some tickets to go see this Shin Yun. It's this Circus Olay Chinese show. I don't know if you've ever seen commercials for it. It looks amazing.
Yeah, it does.
It does look amazing. It can steal some spots. But yeah, I bought. We got me and my daughters. Got her tickets for her birthday to go see this, and we'll be there seeing that show down in I think the Man. So unfortunately, I won't be there.
Well, if you look, check out Skill's new pose down the bottom. Do you guys like that?
Yep.
Are you throwing up? What's happening?
Oh, here's his old pose. There's your old pose. Right? But then I like the new one better. I don't know. Call me crazy. I think that's banging.
You went from lighting a L to telling everybody they make you sick. Yeah.
Exactly.
He's bulimic now.
There we go.
But that's cool, man. You're going to be coming down from New York on Sunday for the Italian festival. That's going to be fun, man. Blade, there's another festival the week after we may be at, and there's a lot of other stuff coming up. But I got to ask you, brother, since the first day you came back, I said I wanted you to be part of the wrestling school. Mount Holly, New Jersey, brother. You think maybe we can get you to come there occasionally and help out the young boys?
Yeah, as long as it doesn't interfere with my work, I gotta make sure my work comes first because I can't mess with that. But yeah, it's supposed to be like during the weekend night, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Whenever we want to go. Yeah, we're going to be open a lot. It's going to be open in a few weeks. We're going to be open a lot. We're going to have events there. There's a lot of announcements coming soon, so definitely follow us on Instagram at SPO Wrestling, and you'll hear everything as we announce it. So pretty exciting, man. But I got to say, Rick, promo
I'm very happy for you.
Well, thank you. But the promo you cut last week, we played it on here. Really good, very heartfelt. The whole Trinacid thing with the belt and how much it meant to you. I could see it in your eyes. The realism was just great. What's going through your mind in a moment like that? After your match, someone just throws a camera in your face. What was that like?
Well, to tell you the truth, I never was a big talker. I mean, John used to always say, you don't have to talk, Blade, just keep flying. I'm like, okay, cool. I never was a big talker. I never was good at talking, really, unless it was like real short and real sweet and 2 or 3 sentences, get me out of there. Otherwise, I'm going to start tripping over my words, and it's not going to be good. So the best way I thought to actually cut a good promo was to make it real. Just say what I felt. And to tell you the truth, the ones that are the real ones are usually the best ones. Like once you start and like talking and saying the truth, like say what you really feel and like what's going through your heart, what's going through your mind right there. And people resonate with that. Like they relate to the truth. They relate to sincerity. They relate to the moment. And if you bring them into the moment with your words, they appreciate that.
I like that.
Blade, I got a question for you. And actually, Danger Ginger, brought this to my attention. Danger Ginger.
We don't acknowledge him. He picked all 3 of them. Him, DJ, and the ref dude, Chef the Ref, all 3 of them on their show picked the feral face. That's why after I won the belt, I got out of the ring and stared all 3 of them down. I don't remember. don't think I don't remember.
I want to know, what's it like having Trent Acid as a roommate?
No, it wasn't really like the room. It wasn't a long, like it wasn't like a long stay. He didn't stay with me for like a month. They were like little stretchy, come over for a couple days here and there, but it's like on the couch he was like there, and I'd come down and he'd be still there, and then I'd grab food, go to work, come back, and he'd be there.
Oh,
But he was welcome there.
God bless.
So it was
him.
only like a couple days at a time. So yeah, it's not like he lived at my
God
house.
bless you,
But yeah,
Rick.
he was but he was always welcome at any time. All them guys that at the time with Johnny at the time, Z-Bar, like all those guys are Nick, Nate, Justice Payne,
Yeah.
all those guys at the time, they knew that at any time they needed someplace to crash or whatever, they were welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Your house was pay-per-view heaven too, bro.
Yes, it was.
I miss it. But yo, you got a new guy that's thinking the world of you. Tone Love.
Tone Love is a very, very talented gentleman who I met the other show, but never thought to collab with. And for the way it turned out, I couldn't be happier.
Yeah. And this
Our
is
guest
his
tomorrow for SPO City.
That's our guest tomorrow for SPO City. That's right. Rick, if you're around and you want to stop in and say hi, you're more
Oh,
than
he's
welcome.
going to be on tomorrow night?
It's going to be on tomorrow night. We got another big announcement to make tomorrow night. Yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting. Tone Love is all in, man. He's excited. He's ready to be your mouthpiece too. So I know you're a great talker now, dude.
Oh,
and you
yeah?
just proved that, by the way, whether you realize you just proved that or not. But he still wants to talk for you at any chance. So when we see him on Sunday, we're going to talk to him on your behalf. And
Well,
get
that's
you
fine. You
guys-
can talk and then I'll rap because I'm really good at that.
Bars.
I would pay for that. I would pay to see that.
Skills,
Blade.
don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me, Skills. How dare you?
Blade, once you're done with Declan, who are some people that you'd like to mix it up in the ring with? At SPO Wrestling, defend that gold title against, because
Well,
we know
tell
you're
you
gonna
the
whoop
truth.
We know you're gonna whoop Declan's ass. That ain't a question.
Who? No.
Right.
To tell you the truth, Mr. Grayson, something that came to my mind the other day. I would love for me and Mr. Dynamite to take you on your brother.
Interesting.
That's all the champions in one match, pretty much.
Dude, I'm
Have
not
we
saying
ever-
for like title or anything, but I just think just the overall match in general, that would be
That
fun.
would be awesome.
That would be fun.
It would be definitely a match that I would love to have. I love Pat Dynamite. Obviously, Blade, you've always been a dream opponent of mine. Now, but that is kind of interesting now that I think about it. A champions versus champion match, and who knows? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it could be a winner take all. So we would have a 2-man power trip over at SPO Wrestling.
Well, we're going to have
Even
to
if
start
it's-
running
even if-
events at the Academy soon. We're going to need a main event for our first grand opening. We'll see,
Yeah,
Rick.
even if
Maybe
it's not for the titles. I mean, we don't have to say
Right.
it's for the titles. We don't have to give. But listen, you guys have enough titles. My God, you don't need any more. It's going to weigh
Not
you
as-
down.
Not as much as you would think at this point. Not as much as you would think. It's our. I mean, listen, we're still SPO Tag Team Champions. But let's just say, I'm always open to some new hardware. But that being said, Blade, JP and myself, we would love to wrestle you anytime, man. And just the fact that you're back in wrestling, representing SPO Wrestling as our gold champion, I couldn't imagine it. If you would have told me when we first started up as the backseats that we were going to have a dope promotion called SPO Wrestling and our champion was going to be Ric Blade out of retirement, I would have been like, you're lying to me.
Yeah, I would think you're lying to you too.
Me too. And
This
you're
wasn't
still blocked.
There was
Rick's
this one
still
guy
blocked.
that
Rick, you still can't post in the comments here. You're still blocked. We can't
I'm
figure
still
out how to
blocked.
unblock you.
I know. When DJ and those
I just
guys were
heard
having
that
their
story.
show the other day, I tried posting and I'm still blocked. I'm still blocked. I don't
We're
know,
trying to
last
figure it
show,
out.
There was this one guy though that he looked like he'd be a good opponent. He was like a black and silver chest protector. I didn't know who he was at first. He was a bald white guy.
Eddie, what up, Eddie?
You'll see him
What did he
soon,
do?
I'm sure.
It seems.
Oh.
You said it was a CCW show?
No, I was talking about Phil. Does a silver chest protector look like?
Oh.
Yeah.
I see.
Right.
This time I'll actually know who he is. But no, Flying Ryan, dude, I'd love to get in there.
Flying Ryan did good.
Because I was talking to that kid in the back after the show.
Mhm.
But
That's
yeah,
him up top
he
there
was
on the
really
left.
good. Jordan would be great to get in the ring with just because he's so freaking talented. He's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
But
That'd
there's
be
so
awesome.
much, there's so much talent on that roster, dude. Take your pick.
Right. Flying Ryan Saturday helped set up chairs. He met the fans at the
Nice.
meet and greet, and then Bay Ragney put him in the lumberjack match and announced his name, and the crowd popped for him. He got to meet a ton of people. So he's doing good, man. He's paying dues. We're gonna get him down at the school sometimes too, because he's someone we got to get in the ring with more.
Yeah, even Declan Grant. I may rip on him here just because I'm still a little annoyed about what he did, but he's an amazing talent. It's gonna be an honor to get in the ring with him, and it's gonna be an honor to kick his teeth in his throat. So.
And it's going to be a curtain sellout because I'm not going to be missing a minute of that match. I can't wait. That's going to be crazy. It's like Gotch and Gulak. It's a perfect match. Like, rarely do you get two pro wrestlers who are the same height and weight that could also go in collegiate wrestling. But that's what happened with Gotch and Gulak.
Yeah,
Watching that.
Yeah, Gotch and Gulak. That's a pretty tall order, dude. I don't know, but I appreciate the comparison.
Yeah, well, check it out. You guys, there's still time. Download the Radiant app for free, Radiant TV, right in your favorite app store, and check it out. The Silver Anniversary. You can watch it all in its entirety. What's up, Phil?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Phil looks like he's got something to say. No,
I'm good.
Good deal. Well, guys, I think this is it. We had a great show tonight, and remember to tune in tomorrow night as me and Robbie and Skills welcome. Oh, is that the wrong one? Yeah, we welcome.
That's the Radiant one.
That's the Radiant one. We welcome Tone Love, our very special guest, and we have a lot of announcements to make tomorrow night too. Philly hip hop legend from Tough Crew, brand new song Bird Gang. We're going to be talking about all of it tomorrow, as well as some brand new information coming up, and we're going to talk more about the school tomorrow night. So don't miss it, everybody. Thank you, Tommy Grayson. Final word, Tommy. What's up?
Final word is tune in tomorrow night for SPO City to check out any future updates. And Rick Blade, I just want to say thank you for stepping in, man. You know, it's an honor to have you back in professional wrestling.
Honor's mine, gentlemen. Honor's mine, gentlemen. Yeah, Phil, Skills, Tommy, Johnny, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it, guys.
Congratulations on that title win.
And we'll see you tomorrow night on SPO.
All right, guys.